Hey, welcome back to another video. Well, today we're out at Man Madduck Dam, and first time I've been here, so not sure what to find, but this is the entrance coming from the car park. Water over a beautiful little walkway, so there's paperbarks, lots of bird life already, so it looks pretty good. It is overcast, so hopefully we don't get washed out by the rain. Fingers crossed. And yeah, I've got all the 2L lenses, 24 to 105 on, and I've also got the 100 to 400 here in the little side pocket on the Shimoto side pocket. And yeah, go and see what we can find. So fingers crossed. Let's go that way, turn around. We're going to swing around and go this way, follow the path, and see if we can't go find something. Right, let's hit that intro. Okay, just walking just along the entrance walkway, and look at this magic little section of mushrooms just sitting on a tree over the creek. So I'm going to try and get down here and try and get all those ferns in the background here as the background. I've got the 24 to 105 on, lots of colour, so great little start. Within the first couple of 100 metres, beautiful. Let's see if we can't get a shot out of that. Well, a little bit of disappointment. Beautiful dam. It's only like a couple 100 metres and that's it. I thought there might have been some pathways going back up this way around the lake, but there's nothing. So what I'm going to have to do is head back to the car park. There's some trails and stuff on the other side of the car park, on the right hand side when you come in. I'll have to head down that way and see if I can't find anything. Yeah, disappointing. Walked out just onto the road. There's like a road crossing where you can see all the dam. Is where I've seen it, and that's what I've driven past. And you can see all these beautiful paperbarks and the reeds and everything, and it looks amazing. But there's really nowhere. It's a bit dangerous standing on the road trying to take photos. But yeah, so I'm going to head back this way, see if I can find something, and at least want to get the drone up. It's really nice weather. It'd be good for the drone to have a bit of a fly around and get some images of it. It's a just beautiful little wildlife sanctuary and amazing little spot. But yeah, I thought actually there'd be a little bit more. It's a very short little trail, probably only 300-400 metres, and a dead end. Anyway, let's turn around and see if we can go and find some. Hopefully there's something else. Otherwise I'll be very disappointed. It'll be a very quick video. That's no fun at all. Well, doing some walks around these little tracks through the scrub. There's some like maintenance tracks or off-road tracks. So I was trying to explore a few of them and see what I can find. None have got me down close to the water, very close, but there was no shots or anything, and it looks really nice. So I'm going to keep heading back around. This is on the same side as the walk, just a little side path. You might be able, if I swivel you around. So you've got just like a little track like that. It's muddy and boggy, but it's still pretty clear, so it's still safe. So in that regards, it's pretty good. But nothing down there that I could find. There's some beautiful banksias. I do know what these ones are. So I just got a photo of this one facing back that way with the paperbark in the background. Extend it out so I get that little bit of depth of field and a bit of blowing out the background a bit, so that looks pretty good. But yeah, not a real lot. Very busy scenes, as you can imagine. You've got all these beautiful forests and stuff. You can see it all. Lots of paperbarks, gums, eucalypts, all sorts of trees and bird life floating around. But very tricky to get any sort of compositions or shots at the moment. side's a bike trail on this side, the other side's walking. So where we were was just walking, so that's okay. But as you see, we're here and it does a big loop around, all the way around the dam. This bike trail, it's 10 k's long, so it's a big 2 hours on a bike. Might be a bit long for a walk, but I'm going to try and head up and get around to this point here, I think, on the lake. I reckon that'll be pretty cool. And then if I can just come back this way. So I don't think there's too many people here with their push bikes. So yeah, let's head off. So just walking through the trail here, and beautiful ferns. I've stopped and got a couple of shots of try to isolate some of these beautiful big old trees with the ferns. This beautiful fern foliage in the foreground. That green's just bursting out. I've got the circular polarizer obviously on the G7 here, so you can see how much that colour pops out. I love ferns. It's probably one of the only plants I really do enjoy looking at. But it's a nice little bike trail, and you can see this little forest of trees, but it is a little bit busy. So I've only found one spot where it was semi sort of okay, and I did a quick vertical. I'll put that photo up and show you. But yeah, just wanted to show you this little sea of ferns. Just amazing. Just very, very cool. Obviously muddy, so wear some good shoes if you're going to walk it. You're not going to ride your bike, but you can see what I'm sort of looking at, trying to isolate something and get some, maybe even some intentional camera movement shots might be perfect for this with that green in the front, or even maybe a long exposure. If I can find the right composition, I'll probably get the infrared filter, because that works really well with the green, and that'll turn this all negative, so that'll be pretty cool. I've got the infrared filter on now, obviously in vertical position. You can see I've got a bulb timer on, and what I've gone over to Nissi, and I've got, again with that IR filter, I treat it like a 15 stop, and that works out pretty good. My shutter speed was 1/50th of a second. To get it right, I had to drop down the aperture because it is pretty dark, so I had to sort of do some adjustments and make a sort of decision. So I'm not looking for it all in focus, I'm just looking for that sort of, to get that sort of tree in there and then complemented with those ferns, which is going to be sort of in a negative sort of thing. So 1/50th of a second, no compensation, exposure compensation, that's 10 minutes 55 seconds, so it's a bit of a wait. There's not too much wind, so I'm hopeful that a lot of the ferns are going to be fairly still. There's a little bit of a breeze coming through, and then we had a few raindrops just before too, just as soon as I started the shot. So hopefully I can get a nice shot out of this. It does look pretty good in the back of the frame, in the back of the camera. So hopefully we do get something that works out nice for a 10-minute or 11-minute wait. It's always no fun 11 minutes of sitting there and hoping that you've done your right calculations and got everything set up. Down to f4, ISO 100, so I get try and get as clean as image as possible. And obviously you can see now I've got a bit of a breeze coming through, so the ferns aren't going to be all in focus, so I didn't worry about having like an f10. It didn't really matter about that, because no matter what I was going to do, because it's such a long time, you're going to get that movement anyway in there. Trees, the only thing that's not going to move, that's the bit I want in focus. Everything else should give us some sort of depth of field, and then when it goes to black and white, it should be a nice, hopefully it's going to be a nice image, a lot of texture in the ferns, and then also in that beautiful big tree, and then this other tree in the foreground. So fingers crossed it comes out good. Other than that, I'm probably going to head back. As I said just before, when I was just walking up this track to have a look, trying to get down to the water, just can't get there. Just a shame. It's the first time I've been, so I didn't really know what I was going to get. I was hopeful I was going to be able to at least get some sort of access close to the water. And the only one was that first little walk when you follow the path down, but then you couldn't get out. So maybe it's one of those ones where you just may have to try around the other side of the dam, some other different spots, complete other side of the dam where the houses and everything are. There may be a spot I can get in there. Maybe I'd drive past down the way back home, so see what I find. But a super peaceful day. I said, like, there's not an ounce of noise here at the moment other than the trees, the leaves blowing in the trees. Had a little birdie, I couldn't get a photo of him, he was too quick for me, little tiny, like a finch size, little tiny bird come up and checking out what I was doing. So it was pretty cool, and that's the only company I've had all morning, so it's been fantastic. So it's like in the heart of Sunny Coast, another beautiful spot. If you want to come and read a book, there's chairs and stuff that are sitting out in the forest. You've got this fern forest, you can just come for a walk. There's bike trails, which I'm sort of walk just off the bike trail at the moment, but you can come and ride your mountain bikes and stuff through here if you want to come for a bit of a fang, so there's plenty of options. So beautiful little spot. 7 minutes, right, I'll come back to you at the end once we've got the 11 minutes up, or 10:55, and then we'll see if hopefully we've got a nice photo. Okay, so here we are, look at that. That looks pretty insane, doesn't it? Now it's obviously in red because it's infrared filter, but you can see the ferns here, that negative, how they now become the light. And then you got the darkness of the trees, that really good contrast. Obviously, it looks like it's well exposed, so I'm pretty happy with that. 655 seconds, f4, ISO 100. So that's the raw. So it all looks pretty good in that regards. So we should be able to get a really good image out of that once we turn that black and white, and then we'll get that wicked contrast and that isolation of this beautiful tree just here. And then we've got this other one here, which sort of gives it a bit of depth as well, and then this sea of fern foliage. You can see that there's a fair bit of movement just in that ferns, but some of them are sort of there, so you get that texture, and then you sort of get that movement as well. So pretty happy how that's turned out. That's better than what I thought. And this is where that infrared filter, it's not just blue skies, which is sort of good. It's another option in your kit, because when you get these bright scenes where you get a lot of green, as we've got in the back here, and then that you're trying to get that contrast, and you're trying to get that, get something out of it, that green, you can see the massive difference it does make. Pretty happy with that. Worth the 11 minutes of waiting. So yeah, very, very cool. Okay, done and dusted for another week. Beautiful place to finish up here at Man Madduck Dam. Finally found a place when I got lost. Trying to find my way back and take a shortcut, and I got lost and found a great little spot like this. So beautiful little location. Obviously tons more to explore. I think I only got about 2Ks around on the bike trail. There's another 8K loop as part of that. So I'm sure I can find some more. I just got to spend some time and get around, and just now I know where I've got to go when I stop, instead of going the other way, which I sort of wasn't much, is to basically just come straight this way and head off and just start hooking and see if I can find some other spots like this, but over on the uncharted section, on the peaceful island. Anyway, hoping you all enjoyed it. That probably only a couple of photos, I reckon. But that one major photo was with that IR filter with the Fern Forest and the two beautiful big trees as the main composition. I think that worked out really good. I'm really excited to get in and edit that one. I think that's going to come up and be a really nice photo. Again, that IR filter gives you some options, especially when you have lots and lots of green, especially if you're doing like panos and stuff like that. I've done it before where I've got that green in the background, and that makes that all white, and then it darkens down all your sky, which is really, really handy when you've got a lot of cloud, and you can really get some nice photos. So pretty darn cool and a lot of fun. Rightio, I'll catch you all next week. Hope you enjoyed this one. A little bit of fun and another little look at different ways to find in the forest when you can't get the shot you're looking for. So I was looking for water all day, and there's probably not many options, but I found a good shot anyway. Okay, I'll see you all next week. Peace.